What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, and today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Logitech G Pro X mechanical gaming keyboard. And yes, I said mechanical. We'll run through it all for you guys today, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and my overall experience in this review of the G Pro X. So X seems to be the new refresh to their product lineup. We just had the G Pro X headset and now the G Pro X keyboard. And they originally released the G Pro keyboard, non-X, in 2017, and that to this day is one of their most top-selling popular keyboards. It's used even still by a lot of esports players. This one here is essentially the same with one major upgrade, or two major upgrades. You'll see. So first, it's that same 10 keyless design. Visually, everything here is going to remain the same. The top of the keyboard features the Windows lock key and the brightness button. Sadly, still no dedicated multimedia keys, with rubber pads on the bottom of the keyboard and two flip-out feet to elevate the board's backside. Again, you probably already know this. The included braided micro USB cable has those familiar prongs to kind of lock it in place, and it's securing it so it doesn't accidentally fall out or come loose while you're gaming. The bottom row here is still technically non-standard, so that kind of hinders it a bit in terms of customization, but the good stuff comes under the keycap. This is where the main differences come into play. No longer do we have those scratchy Roamer G switches. I've never been a fan of them personally. We now finally have their very own GX mechanical switch. There are three different mechanical switches in fact to pick from. We have a clicky option, tactile, and linear. But wait, there's more, it's hot swappable. Meaning now you can easily pop them out of the PCB and replace the switch with others of your choice. Benefits of this are in case, a switch goes faulty. Now instead of buying a brand new keyboard, you can just switch out that one switch. Say you're using linears as your main and one day you feel like switching it up to try out some tactile switches. Well now again, you just buy a pack of those switches instead of buying a brand new keyboard. Hell, if you want to be crazy, you can mix and match all three on your board. So it's awesome now that Logitech not only gave us true mechanical switches, but the hot swappable PCB is definitely a plus. Inside the box, they also include a keycap and a key switch puller, and the whole process is very simple. You just use the prongs on the puller to pinch the top and bottom of the switch and kind of wiggle its way out. Now for these GX switches, it's a collaboration between Logitech and Kaiwa, so it's going to say Kale on the switch itself. And the main construction difference here is just the top of the shell. The top portion of the housing is just clear and see-through, so the light of the PCB can shine through. But for the three options, we have those GX blue clicky switches, which could give you that audible click and bump. They require 50 grams force to actuate at 2 millimeters, with a total travel distance of 3.7 millimeters. The GX brown tactile switches, they're softer with a tactile bump. They also require 50 grams force with a 1.9 millimeter actuation distance and the 4 millimeter travel distance. And then the GX red linear switches, which are the quieter option with a smoother actuation. And they have the same specs as the brown switches. We'll do a quick little sound demo of the three. And as you heard, those stabilizers got some real rattle to them. These are actually sold in packs of 92 switches in a separate box, so you have to order from Logitech exclusively on their website. And with there being 92 switches in the box, obviously you have a few extras there in case you bend some prongs or something. Now, one thing I was curious about right away is, can I use my switches or other switches with this keyboard? And yes, you can. I just, have a whole wall of my key switches. I picked up some Jade switches, put them in the PCB, and it worked just fine. So Logitech doesn't really want you to do that. Obviously, they want you to buy their very own switches, but this means now you could use whatever switch you want, not just the blue, browns, and reds from Logitech, where you can get, like I said, the box Jades, Gateron Inks. Go on Novel Keys, buy a bunch of different ones, see which ones you like, and put them in, and they will work. Now, as for software inside of G Hub, remember like I said before, it's pretty much the same thing as the G Pro. Well, it even recognizes it as the G Pro. There's no X there yet. But inside here, you could switch up the 12 function rows and essentially assign them to be like macros or other keys. If you turn on the hyper shift, you have an additional 12 keys now. So you have kind of 24 keys to reassign, if you please. And then into the RGB portion for their light sync effects. Since every key is individually backlit, you have that full 16.8 million RGB color spectrum to pick from, customize. And one thing I do really like that not enough companies do is it shows you real time the actual effect in the software on the keyboard. They do have a pretty impressive variety of RGB effects to pick from, but not gonna waste too much time on this because, again, you've seen these effects hundreds of times. So for me, in my opinion, this is a major upgrade from the original G Pro. Sorry, not sorry, but I just did not like Romer G switches. They just, you could feel the actual plastic stem on all four sides going like into the housing, and it just, I never liked them. So I'm very happy that now we have mechanical switches and 3 different options for you guys to pick from, whatever, you know, fits your particular play style, your, I don't know, preference of switches out there between the clickies, tactiles, and the linear. So that's all great. It is a great keyboard. You know, the simple form factor, nice and compact, and like I said, it's widely used amongst esports players out there. So all that returns, you now have the benefits of the hot swappable mechanical switches. But in terms of cons, there are some things that, you know, I want to bring up. It's 2019. Can we ditch the micro USB and go to USB-C? Please, Logitech. It would make everyone a lot happier. And the second thing is, which is always kind of, you know, a con if I think it's too pricey, and that is the price. The G Pro X retails for $150, okay? The 2017 G Pro, that first got released at $129, so this is $20 more, although they do have the G Pro keyboard now with mechanical switches that are not hot swappable that you can also get for $130. So $150 for these, plus the additional $50 for the set of keys, or the key switches, if you want to get them from Logitech. And like I said, it's exclusively from Logitech. So you can't go on Amazon and buy this as of yet, and you can't go on Amazon and buy the key switches. It's all from Logitech. So you're looking at $200 if you want to get this keyboard plus an additional set of switches. That's just too pricey. That's too pricey. Now, like I said, yes, you can go on like Novel Keys or something and buy additional switches for probably cheaper, and you're not limited to just the 3 that they have, but I figured I'd throw that out there because that's just a lot of money, Logitech. Come on, drop it down to $130. That's what the G Pro was. That's what's gonna be the right thing to do here. Like I said, in the end, a nice upgrade for those who want to stay in the Logitech ecosystem. You now have mechanical switches and a hot swappable PCB in the G Pro X. And now to wrap it up for my review, showing you guys the brand new Logitech G Pro X keyboard. If you like this review, give it a big thumbs up to show your support, and I'll drop the link to this and the switches in the description down below. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp, and lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.